You probably think you know your body pretty well. After all, you're the one who feeds it, nurtures it, gazes at it in the mirror, and uses it to walk through this world. But did you have any idea that it has the power to digest metal? Or that every time you blink you're taking a tiny nap? Or that your pinky is your strongest finger? It's all true. So read on, and revel in all of the amazing things you didn't know about your body. Number 1. Blink is a micronap. You probably thought that a blink was just something you did to keep your eyes moist or keep dust out of them. That is a very valuable service, of course, but we actually blink way more than needed for that alone, about 15 to 20 times per minute. In fact, closing our eyes briefly has been found, according to a study by Washington University, to help sharpen attention and serves as a miniature recharge. Number 2. Big eyes cause nearsightedness. Big eyes may be considered beautiful by some, but they can cause nearsightedness. Also known as myopia, this condition that causes distant objects to look blurry is caused by light not properly reaching the retina. If your eyeball grows too long, light is focused too soon before it hits the retina, so when it does hit the retina the image is blurry. Number 3. Hair can taste. Nasal passages and lungs are lined with fine hairs, or cilia, that detect and sweep out impurities. How do they detect it? By sensing bitter tastes of the things passing through them, such as, say, nicotine. When these hairs taste something bitter, they increase their rate of movement, attempting to sweep out the bad stuff, according to a study published in the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Number 4. It's impossible to tickle yourself. Your cerebellum, the area in the back of your brain that monitors movement, predicts the sensation you will feel when you attempt to tickle yourself, countering the response that the tickle would otherwise elicit in other parts of your brain. 2 brain regions are involved in processing how tickling feels. The somatosensory cortex processes touch and the anterior cingulate cortex processes pleasant information. Sarah Jane Blakemore, a research fellow at the Institute of Cognitive Neuroscience at University College London, explained to Scientific American, "We found that both these regions are less active during self-tickling than they are during tickling performed by someone else, which helps to explains why it doesn't feel tickly and pleasant when you tickle yourself." Number 5. Your hair helps the environment. Dirty hair can be good for the atmosphere, according to environmental engineers at the Missouri University of Science and Technology. Hair absorbs the air pollutant ozone. Scalp oils were found to be a major contributor to this, so if you want to do your part to help your local air quality, skip the shampoo. More than anything, this fact truly proves to be one of the more interesting things you didn't know about your body. Number 6. Humans glow, you just can't see it. When we talk about someone having a glow about them, that's often literally true. Research has found that the human body does in fact emit visible light, but since it's about 1,000 times less intense than the levels our eyes are able to spot, it's not visible in practice. A team of Japanese scientists dug into this further and found that this body glow rises and falls throughout the day, with the least glow coming off of the humans they tested at about 10 a.m., and the highest at about 4 p.m., perhaps because they were about to wrap up work for the day. Number 7. Stomach acid dissolves razor blades. You probably shouldn't be swallowing these things, but you might be surprised to learn that your stomach could do some serious damage on razor blades if you did. Researchers out of Meridia Huron Hospital tested the effects of gastric juice on metal objects and found that over 24 hours, the stomach acid reduced razor blades to 63% of their original weight. Pennies and batteries, however, were barely affected. Number 8. Sneezes can travel up to 20 feet. You may think you're safe when the guy all the way across the subway car sneezes, but you may be in the line of fire without even realizing it. A video study conducted by researchers at MIT found that sneezes travel much farther than previously believed, as far as 20 feet. Number 9. Earwax is good for you. To be clear, you don't want to eat earwax. But that annoying stuff you're using Q-tips to remove serves the important purpose of lubricating, cleaning, and protecting your ears from infection. It's as much as 50% fat, coating the ear and catching dust and debris, keeping your ears healthy, even if it looks gross. Number 10. You lose almost 1/3 of your bones as you age. According to Mammal Anatomy, an illustrated guide, you're born with about 300 bones, but as you grow, some of these fuse together as cartilage ossifies, eventually leaving you with 206 bones by the time you stop growing, once you've reached young adulthood. As it turns out, there are quite a few things you didn't know about your body. Number 11. Hair knows when you sleep. One crazy thing that hairs can do: track your sleeping patterns. Researchers out of Yamaguchi University have found that our cell-rich hair follicles contain RNA from clock genes that express each person's sleep-wake cycle. If you get up late or go to bed early, your hair will show it. Number 12. Human nails grow faster today than they used to. If you feel like you're having to trim your nails more than you used to, you might not be wrong. A study out of the University of North Carolina comparing the growth of finger and toenails to two previous studies from 70 and 50 years earlier found that growth had increased by almost a quarter over the decades. For example, the big toe was found to grow by more than 2 mm per month, compared to 1.65 mm per month in the 1930s. The reason, according to researchers? The proliferation of protein-rich diets. Number 13. Taste buds dull with age. Wine may taste better as it ages, but as we age, it's harder for us to appreciate it. Just as hearing and vision tend to deplete as the years go by, your sense of taste does the same. As you get older, your taste buds regenerate more slowly after injury or if you take certain medications. And bad news for the ladies: women generally experience a decrease in their taste sensitivity beginning in their 50s, while men don't experience that until their 60s. Number 14. You have a one-of-a-kind tongue print. Just as your fingerprint is uniquely yours, so too is your tongue print, according to a study by the Tai Mugambigai Dental College. Biometric scans can be done to compare the individual shape, long or short, wide or narrow, and texture, ridges, wrinkles, and marks, with specific details tracked and mapped by a tongue image acquiring device. Of course, while this thing you didn't know about your body might be interesting, it probably is not very useful to forensic investigators. Number 15. Humans are the only animals that weep. While many animals produce tears as lubricants for their eyes, humans are the only ones who cry as an emotional response. Dr. Thomas Dixon, director of the Centre for the History of Emotions at Queen Mary, University of London, suggested that tears serve a social purpose for humans and that, even for those who think they really are just weeping for nobody apart from themselves, it's still a sort of performance. You're showing yourself things have really got bad, or whatever it might be. Hope you like this video. Kindly like, comment, share and subscribe this YouTube channel.